Hey everyone, it's Click here again, and today I finally have a new Transformer, and this is Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime version 2. So I started this guy quite a while back, and I kind of lost a little motivation to build Transformers for some reason, but I finally got that motivation back, and I finally finished him. So, this is one I've wanted to build for quite a while now, for a couple reasons. First of all, the version 1 was way too big, the scale was way off, did not scale well with Bumblebee at all, and I really wanted to fix that. And another reason was his proportions were kind of weird. His waist was like way too long, and his legs look a little funky, but I wanted to fix both those problems with this, and I think it turned out really good. So here is his truck mode. I'm actually really happy with how this mode came out. It's, I think, a lot cleaner than the version 1 was, at least up here. Back here is a little bit more messy, and as you can see, it's quite long. Probably not as long as it should be. It's not too bad, but it is a little noticeable. As you can see, I was really happy with this, how pretty much all of the gaps here are kind of covered up or concealed, like the gaps between what will be the legs. Pretty much filled in, so that is really good. The back here should be a little flatter, I guess. And I tried something to do like the Studio series did, but it was really complicated for this size, and I just decided to do something else. But I think it looks pretty good nonetheless. And yeah, turning it around a little bit, you can see, unfortunately, there's a little bit of visible head syndrome here. Well, as long as you can't see the face, I'm kind of okay with it. It's not the prettiest thing ever, but it's fine, I guess. Yeah, moving along to the front here. Kind of got what's supposed to represent the little steps. And you finally got the stripe going through, which is good. It's already an improvement from version 1. And you got the nice bumper, the grille. The windows I would have liked to get a little more defined between the two sides, but at this scale, this is the best that I could come up with. I'm sure there's a better way, but I tried for quite a while to get something, and it always ended up being like 8 wide, so yes. And this side is pretty much the same as the other side, of course. Got the smokestacks coming out there. All the panels kind of fit pretty good together. Some of them are kind of a little angled a little weird, but you can get it right. It's just a little tricky to get them all lined up perfectly. These are supposed to represent like the gas tanks. I think they're gas tanks. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, there's that. And he does roll pretty nicely. Clearance is pretty low, but it does do its job. It's very squeaky for whatever reason, but he does roll. Unfortunately, there is no trailer hitch, really, but there are a couple connection points right here, so you could always, put like a upside-down turntable piece or something like that to make a trailer. I don't really plan on making a trailer anytime soon, but who knows, I might, if I get the time. And for scale, I don't have the Camaro Bumblebee, unfortunately. But I do have a Cybertronian version, so there's that. They scale alright in vehicle mode. I think Prime should be a little bigger, but he does do quite a bit of mass shifting. When he turns to robot, he becomes quite a bit smaller than he really should, considering the size of the truck. And here's a minifigure too. So, almost minifigure scale, I think. Almost. He should be a little bigger again. But there's that. Let me know if you want me to build a Camaro one, because I was thinking about that, but I don't want to keep making a bunch of Bumblebees. But let me know if you do. And just for fun, for another scale comparison, here's Studio Series Crowbar. Yeah, pretty good. So with that out of the way, we can move on to transformation. So this transformation is kind of like a mix between the Masterpiece G1 Optimus Prime and a little bit of the Studio Series Optimus Prime. So, first what we're going to do is take this here, detach it. It's connected by a couple studs right here and here. So just attach that, and then this piece will fold down. And what we're going to do next is take these panels up here, fold these up, and then we're going to bring this down. That's going to be the head, obviously. Then we're going to bring this panel around, this panel out, and then there are a couple hinges here. You're just going to pretty much G1 Optimus Prime, bring the arms out, and then before you do anything else, you're going to take this smokestack, I think it's a smokestack, spin it around. It's on a T-joint there, and then you're going to take this here, bring that in, and then this is going to kind of shimmy up to the middle there, and then you're going to bring this panel out and bring it to the front like that, and then this whole thing will kind of spin around, and this will fold down on the back like that. And then coming to the forearm here, bring this hand out, and then we'll kind of bring the arm up a little bit just to make it easier on ourselves. Bring this whole side panel out, and then you're going to rotate this on this ball joint there, and then rotate on that clip on the side, just like that. Rotate that around, and then put it back right where it was, but kind of flipped around. And then this panel here will just kind of fold onto the back of the arm, just like that. And there you have pretty much one arm all done. Now we're going to move to the other side and do the same thing. So bring this panel out, bring this up, and then rotate the smokestack around, bring this in, fold this panel around, bring this out, and then shimmy it up, fold it along the shoulder there, and then we can bring it out again, just like on the other side. Bring the hand out, fold the panel out, and before we rotate it, just bring that panel around, and then rotate it, and then back in. Bring the panel in like that, and there you have, well, almost two arms. You're gonna fold that back without breaking it off. And there we have two arms now done. He's getting there. Now he's gonna start getting pretty tall, so what we're gonna want to do is kind of, there are a couple of hinges here, so we'll just kind of extend that. And then there's a ball joint there. You're just gonna rotate everything around. That sometimes comes off. It's not too bad usually, but just rotate that around. And then take the wheels here, and as you can see, there are a couple hinges right here. Going to, well, first you're going to take the wheel and kind of bring it to the middle of that bar there, and then you're going to rotate this around so that it kind of will sit like that. Bring that in. Do the same on this side. Kind of get the arms out of the way to help a little bit. Bring this up. Pretty much do the same thing on this side. Just like that. You get something that looks like that. And then you're going to bring the arms back a little bit. And this will just kind of rest on those. Kind of like that. Then you're going to come to the back here, take what was the front of the truck, bring this around. It's on a little robot hand there. Take these pieces of the bumper and spin them around to be like that. around ball joints. Same over here. And there you have that. And now what you can do is take these pieces of the bumper and kind of put them underneath the wheels, and I like to kind of squeeze the wheels, if you get what I'm saying there, like kind of press up on them, and that kind of holds everything into place. So it holds this on and kind of holds the whole chest assembly to the torso. Now he's getting pretty tall, so now what we're going to do, you can see there's like these arms here. You're going to take this, just kind of cording that into the torso, and this kind of grill piece here will fit into the gap in between there. You can then split the chest like that, and then make sure those are folded down. Now we're going to take the waist here, kind of angle it back, and bring the legs forward. You can bring this down now. Now we're gonna transform the legs. So first what we're gonna do is split this. There's a little plate there, or tile. Then you're gonna rotate that just like that, so it's kind of flush. And there's actually quite a bit to the legs here. So you're gonna bring these around. These are gonna be the feet. Bring the toe out, and then this will kind of squish in, and that'll be like the skirt pieces there. This piece here will kind of swing around, and we'll get to that. This is on quite a few little robot hands, and then this is just going to sit pretty nicely on the side of his leg there. And yeah, come to the back here. This is going to rotate, and then this should fit pretty nicely into that gap there to kind of fill in his leg a little bit better, just like that. And then we'll do the same thing on this side, but before we actually do anything, we're gonna bring this up so that you have clearance to rotate this little crotch piece around. Kind of have to maneuver the hips a little bit so it'll fit there, just like that. And then you can bring that back in, and you can bring the skirt piece there. And now, again, swing this around to the back. Bring the toe out, like that. And then bring the leg piece around. So now you have something like that. And then again, come to the back here. Rotate this piece 90 degrees. And then squish it into the back of the leg. And then there you have that leg all done. And now we're going to take this piece here and unfold it, and this will kind of just sit there as little armor pieces, I guess. And one last thing is we're going to fix the head, because that's pretty messed up now. So just rotate the panels around. I like to kind of give them a little angle, like that, and then position the neck where it should be, right around there. And here's Prime in his robot mode, and he looks pretty amazing. I think all the sacrifices that were made in truck mode are kind of worth it for this mode here. I just really love how he looks. I tried to get it as accurate as possible with as many details as possible, and I think he turned out really well, especially considering the scale. So yeah, just taking a little look around. I actually hid the wheels a little better than last time. They are kind of hidden in there. They're not completely 100% hidden, but you can't really even see them from most angles. I think the arms look really nice. You got the yellow arrows there. They're not really arrows here, but they look good, and I actually got the right look for the chest. My version 1 had the actual front of the truck on the front, which was not actually accurate. I was kind of lazy, I know. I think the legs turned out really well. I really like the transformation used for the legs as well. All the shaping is pretty good. I like the angles here and all that. And the back is even fairly accurate. You got what's supposed to represent the canister thing on his back. You got the 2 little dots there. You got some nice shaping on the back of the leg. And just so you can see the head here. I think it's a pretty good head for the scale. The hands are unfortunately just the headlight bricks, but at this scale I think that's the best option that I could do, in blue at least. I think the feet could have been done a little better, but I think they are good enough. For articulation, he's pretty articulated, starting with the hips here. There's a ball joint. It does get caught a little bit on the torso here, but you can get a pretty good kick out of that. And then you can kind of move this hip piece back to back articulation, yeah. And then got a not the best knee joint. You can kind of move this a little bit to get a little more. And you got a ankle swivel, I guess. I don't know. You don't really have a tilt, but you got that there. And you can move this out a little bit. He doesn't really have too much articulation out that way. And he has a ball joint in the shoulders here, so you can get some good articulation with those. You can even go in and out. And then he has another joint right there, and another joint at the elbow. Hand is on a little swivel thing there, and same with that arm. And the head is on a robot hand, so you can look up, even look down, left and right, and all that good stuff. And he even has a little ab crunch. Now for another scale comparison, here he is with Bumblebee. So I think this scale is a whole lot better. That's about accurate. Here he is with Soundwave. As you can see, Soundwave is quite a bit bigger than everybody now, now that I'm trying to reduce my scale a little bit, but I think it's alright. Here he is with Dropkick, Shatter, and Starscream. And last but not least, here's a little minifigure. So he's pretty big still. Oh, and I almost forgot. I actually made him another brand new blaster. So that just tabs right into his arm. It is a little heavy for the joints in his arm. It's not too bad, because he can still, like, his elbow is pretty strong in the ball joint up here. The only thing is his hand is a little bit weak, but he can hold it and get some nice poses out of that. So, there you have that. So that's about it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun building him. He came together pretty fast, and I think he's a huge improvement over version 1, which was basically my goal. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.